Matt, it seems the overall consensus throughout the locker room has been that you guys are putting the correct and appropriate plans out, but there's not the execution. Where do you think that disconnect is coming from on Sundays?
Obviously, I don't think we've been doing this 3 years here. At no point have I come out here and said anything about exit. We got to get production. It's a bottom line business. So players are saying that's great, but ultimately we got to score more points. We've lost 2 games. One's scoring 7, one's scoring 6. It's not good enough. We all know that. It's got to get better.
Matt, on the 4th and 1 play, what was the thought process behind not just calling a pass there, but also being in shotgun?
It was just a play we had at the time that, obviously didn't get the result that we wanted.
Matt, if you talk about, the production's the thing that needs to improve, how do you go about doing that? Is it execution? Is it the calls?
It's a combination of everything. Ultimately, calls. It's got to get better. We can't. It's a bottom line business. We understand that we got to score more points. So it's all things encompassing. But standing here, it's got to be better. I got to get it better.
Matt, do you feel like you have the personnel to come from behind when you get behind like 14, 16 nothing?
I'm glad you asked that question because obviously Angela preps me on things. So that is an unbelievable misinterpretation of a conversation. So I'm going to take a real nice time here and explain what that was. Obviously, you guys all know because you know everything about how it works. Pre-game, we talk to those crews, talk about what's going to happen. We try to give them information. The conversation was why we ran more runs and play action against the Raiders versus the opening game. And why was that? As you look at the stat sheet, didn't look that way. As you guys all know, the start of that 49er game didn't go the way we planned. Really didn't do anything until we had the 95-yard, 2-minute drive. We're down 20-7. So you're down 2 scores. You come back, they score. We had a decent drive there, moving a little bit. Deontay got hurt, as you recall, got down there, got stalled, got a stop, came back again. And the conversation was at that point, I think it was probably 3 minutes and 15 seconds ballpark when we got stopped. At that point in the third quarter, at that point, we're down 3 scores with 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the third. 3 scores. You're not going to stick to your running plan and the plan of running play action when you're down 3 scores. All we care about winning every year is winning. So the conversation was at that point, the plan, wasn't built to do that. Then you had to go. Obviously, I believe we were going to win till the end. I kept throwing it to the point of certainly our lineman had to do 46 dropbacks. Kenny had to do that. At no point was that conversation meant in that regard. I certainly believe he knew that. Obviously, he was taken wrong if not. But of all the things we want to talk about and say, at no point do I doubt our players, doubt where we are, doubt we can come back. No doubts. I was literally saying any football person would tell you, you're down 3 scores with 18 minutes to go. You got to start going faster. You got to start being in a 2-minute mode. You have to score more points. That's how that came out, and certainly everybody on the offense is well aware of that.
Matt, your substitution patterns with the backs, does that go like they play X number of snaps, or is it down in distance?
Falk does a great job with that. Some of it's down in distance. There are certain plays for we certainly have a down in distance at times. Both of them can do it all. Both of them are very, very capable. Both of them have strengths that we might think are, one better than the other at this or that. Falk manages that. Obviously, as we game plan, we have those deals. But as far as in game, if a guy's going, he's going. If he needs a break, we have great confidence they can both do everything we do.
Did you express your sentiments with CBS that they
No,
took this wrong? Or?
not at all. I don't. I just was brought up. Angela does a good job telling me, what's going on. I'm not aware of everything, so that's something that all the things that you got, it's y'all's job. I get it, but that was just not a fair assessment of how that went, in my opinion. And I'll only care about what our guys think, but since Ray asked, I wanted to clarify it.
You say, just to clarify, you're not saying that you're taking off the record, on the record. You're saying they misinterpreted.
I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not. Guys, I got enough going on. I'm not trying to get into that with him. I'm just saying. I just gave you exactly how the conversation went. Why didn't we run the ball statistically more in the opener versus that compared to the stats against the Raiders? Play action and run. That was those situations are more of a conversation. I would certainly believe. I don't think he was trying to take me off the record. Maybe it came out differently. I don't know. I can't respond to that for him. I'm not trying to start anything with that. I'm just saying that's exactly how it happened. Angela and Bert were in there. It is what it is.
Matt, so to be clear, you do believe that this team is built
I
to come
firmly
from
believe we're built to come from behind. I firmly believe with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, we were still going to win the game. I firmly believe we'd get a stop and we'd go down and get the ball to Pat or GP or Allen or whatever and make a big play and make it a 2-score game. Obviously, if we score there, which we didn't, if we score there and it's a 2-score game, it's completely different, right? We'll go out and get a stop. We can still run our plan that we were planning on running with runs and play actions and those types of things, the game's wearing on, then it's a one-score game, then you're there. When you're down 3 scores, it changes how you're going to go about that process. And this is obviously talking all back to the opener. Again, we didn't score enough points, we didn't win the game, that's the bottom line. But that was all that was said. I mean, I've stood up here for every time and said whatever it is. You know, I'm not placed any blame anywhere but me, but I've said every time I believe 1,000% in our players and our coaches. If I've not been clear about that, I think I have been clear about that.
Matt, when it comes to, I know third down conversion rate is something everybody's, it's easy to look at as a percentage of strike from but what about winning more, not even getting to third down? Where do you have to do better in first and second down so maybe you're not facing as many?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a viable deal. That's, you know, how do you convert more on second down to stay out of third downs, to have less of those. Obviously, we want to be balanced. We want to run the ball. We want to be effective there. We want to, it's complementary football and all those things. But we got to be better at every down. We have to score more points and all. Not third downs. Obviously, a stat everybody looks at. We have to be better.
Obviously, you're confident in your team's ability to come back, but nobody wants to play from behind.
That's kind of what I was. That was kind of the point of the conversation. That was kind of what we were talking about.
How do you get to
good point?
A point where you have more success earlier in the game, so that you're not in those situations?
That's certainly no question. We got to start faster. We look at those things. Obviously, last week we got going and had a couple first downs and we're kind of moving in a decent fashion. And then had a really, unfortunate play to lose 8 yards, put a second and long, and then we ended up throwing an interception. So, we have to keep working on that. We're not doing a good enough job in that regard.
Matt,
What did you see from Najee? And is there something that you can build on?
I thought Najee played with just great energy and great passion, and he did everything we could ask him to do to try to win the game and do everything he can. Making holes when they were there, taking holes when they were there. Making something happen if it wasn't quite as perfect as we wanted it to be. I thought he played really hard, and we'll continue to lean on him for that.
Matt, Kenny said that he's going to be good to go for Sunday, but how much preparation is there for Mitch this week in the event that Kenny can't play?
Obviously, we're managing them both, doing what we got to do to get them, get them ready to play. But Kenny's full planning, and nothing's changed with Kenny's preparation. He feels good about where he's at, and we'll make sure Mitch is ready to go if that has to go that way.
Matt,
a little bit on Kenny. It's been a year now with him as the starting quarterback. Where have you seen the most growth or development? How different is he than that guy who went out against the Bills?
Oh, I think he's doing a lot different. He has great command in the offense. He knows where he wants to go with the ball and knows what he wants to do. We just, to this original question or way back there, I got great faith that, we're going to start seeing those things happen really, really soon. And until we do, it doesn't matter. But that's all that matters. We got to be there. But I think Kenny's played through the summer and through camp and all those times, and at times in the games have been exactly what he wants and what we want. We have to be presented a better picture for him so he can be more consistent, so we can be more consistent. We can score more points.
Matt,
do you anticipate any limitations maybe in the game plan with Kenny in terms of lack of mobility or anything that the knee is affecting?
No.
You're
Matt,
going to have Broderick starting for the first time. You've got Darnell going to get more snaps with Pat Bingham. How have you seen the two rookies?
I think we've talked about how positive we were and how high we were on them through camp, right? And it wasn't necessarily that they weren't ready to play. It was more the situations of Dan doing a good job, or Pat doing a good job, and Darnell was already coming. So, obviously we're disappointed we have some of the guys out that we have out. That's something that's not, a situation you don't ever want to have. But it's an opportunity for those guys to go, and we're excited about them being able to do it. Have great confidence in them doing a great job.
Matt, you guys were in a somewhat similar circumstance at the beginning of last year, kind of struggling to score points, but you did turn it around the second half. Is there anything you can use as maybe a blueprint or something that you guys discovered the second half of last year that can help you now?
I think we're doing the same things. Obviously, when I think Coach does a great job leading us. When things aren't great, we try to come together more. We meet as a unit more. We talk more. I don't think there's something magical about it. We can talk about this play or this play, and whatever it is. Again, I'm never going to talk execution with you guys. We just have to find a way to practice it more, be more detailed, whatever we have to do to get it better, because we have to score more points. And there's no running from that. So the formula is being more clear, staying together more, making sure we're all on the same page, not having that one little blip here or there that derails a drive or derails a play.
Along those same lines, too, Kenny has mentioned to us the last couple times we've talked to him about those popcorn-style plays that set you guys back. How do you look to eliminate more of those and able to build that consistency?
Again, like I said, sticking together and doing the things we got to do, and we talk about them. We talk about what happened, and I think you're referencing Kenny saying that's it. It's not just one guy. If there's only one guy, you can make a change there. If it's one area, it hasn't been, which is frustrating, but it's also fixable because everybody did do it right here. We execute it right here. Whatever happens, and it doesn't. So we know it's in there. We just have to get it all together.
Matt, is there anything you can do as a coach and as a play caller to maybe help the game slow down for Kenny at points?
Oh, I think Kenny's, again, we all gotta help everybody, right? We gotta find a way to be better, and obviously Kenny's the focal point because he's the quarterback. But back to the other question, we just gotta detail it up more, be a little bit better here and there, and get the results that we all want.
Matt, you want to establish the run. Baltimore gives up, I think, 90 yards a game. What's that challenge going to be?
It's a tremendous challenge. We all know, obviously, this is tremendous rivalries. We all know. And, they got a great defense that they always had. Two linebackers who lead the charge. So it's a great challenge for us to go out and find a way to play. We're trying to get ourselves better. But ultimately, all we're trying to do is find a way to win a game, and that's the bottom line. We'll continue to do what we got to do that, and all that. Running, throwing, whatever we got to do. We just got to score enough points to win.
They're not blitzing as much as they used to, as they had in previous seasons, but they're still getting the sacks across the board. Is it just a matter of identifying who's coming, who's not coming?
Sure. They do a great job. They do a great job schematically. They do a great job disguising things and giving different looks. And there's a reason they've been really good at defense for a long time. It's a tremendous challenge for us.
Jim, I know you said that Angela preps you on a lot of things that are going on out there. I'm sure you're aware that there's a rumor that you have a burner Twitter account or tweeting out things. Is that your account? I mean, have you heard about that?
I don't know how you would interpret this phrase, but the rhythm back. Do you find Najee to be a rhythm back? And if so, are you at all tempted to keep him going in that regard on that fourth down?
Yeah, I mean,
So you got him going
all things back to that. The call didn't work. But obviously, I'll answer your first part. Obviously, when Najee gets going, we like him keeping him going in all situations.
All right, thank you.